Well, alrighty, boys and girls, here we are once again, the three triplets. We have our friend Lowell, and we have our friend Goldfinger, and this video was his idea, so I'm here against my will. And we just thought we would just sort of talk about anything that comes into our small reptilian brains.
Yep.
And Lowell, let's hear a little bit about you. This might be the first time or second time you've been on my camera. The first time you were with a young man, or a gentleman, I should say, named Shelby.
Oh, yeah.
And Shelby was quite the case. You want to recant a little bit about what happened with you and Shelby?
I'll say briefly, Shelby lost his everything except for his passport and his suitcase in Seattle, Washington airport. He had already paid for his tickets, so he got to the same hotel I was at in Dumaguete. And after a couple of days, the staff at the hotel waved me over and said, "Can you help this guy?" I didn't know how bad off he was. He's still in Dumaguete now. I get him his money whenever he needs it. He has a phone now, but this still does not have his bank account set up. And he cannot do any business with his bank without going through me, because I have an American phone number which I can contact the bank, and he can't contact his bank except through. When they need to send him a code, they send the code to my phone to verify it's him.
Well, you didn't see that one coming, no, did you?
But he's hanging in there.
Shelby, unfortunately, was kind of the epitome of the unprepared expat.
Oh, yeah.
A guy that just did not have anything set up prior to coming out here, how to transfer money, how to make a phone call. I can't slight him because it was apparent when he was on my channel, and I had only known him for about 10 minutes before we decided to make a video with him and tell his story and Lowell's story at that time. He had had a stroke or something had happened to him, and so you can't hold that against somebody. However, it was not a good idea to put him on a plane and send him over here 6,000 miles away in that condition, nor as unprepared as he was. And I do have to give a shout out to Lowell for being one of the good guys that stepped up and took compassion upon a total stranger. And so, well done, my friend. You know, really.
And he still has a house in Minnesota that he pays $500. He still pays a mortgage and property taxes, and he'll have to get back there one more time to sell it, but he doesn't have the money to get back right now.
Interesting. Now, you were born in Brazil.
I was born in Brazil. My dad worked with the Brazilian government. I went to all of my schooling there except for my 5th grade, which I went out to Baker, Oregon. And I speak Portuguese very well. I speak Spanish pretty well. You can put me in any Spanish country in the world and I'll survive and do fine.
Now, it kind of surprises me that when you decided to pull the retirement trigger, you picked the Philippines. Or maybe it shouldn't surprise me. But there's so many, South American countries that you could have gone to that you would have fit in, been able to speak the language. Did that have the appeal?
But there are not lots of expats in Brazil. The fishing is great, amazing. The fishing and hunting is good, and the food is good, but there's not a lot of expats. And I was on a jet about 15 years ago, and this guy said he lived in the Philippines, and it was really great, a nice place to live. And so that stayed in my mind.
Isn't that funny?
And then a couple of years ago, before I was about to retire, I started watching YouTube, and I saw Dumaguete and Ground Zero and 2 guys named Paul Old Dog and Goldfinger. I didn't know who they were, and they influenced me to come to Dumaguete, Philippines.
Let me ask you guys this question, because I get it a lot. Do you feel, and this is for both of you guys, do you feel that Dumaguete is overwhelmed or swamped with expats? I hear that a lot.
No, not at all.
And people blame people like myself and the Filipina P and other guys that have, and people that have YouTube channels, and they say, oh, you guys are ruining it here. I've lived here 20 years, and now you're dragging all these guys in with all your YouTube stuff. And I disagree. because, and the way that I back up my bullshit is that I've Googled the numbers, and total foreigners, including Chinese, Korean, you name it, is 3.3%. And the majority of them go to Manila because they're doing business. The Chinese do business there, the Koreans do business here. I don't know how many expats like us are here in Dumaguete, but I would say that if you went, in fact, I could tell you, if you went to Robinson's Mall, or if you went to the Sunday market in Valencia, where they have a big food stands and all the tents and kind of a
like
festival.
a swap meet, but
Yeah, it's kind of like
without all the junk.
kind of like a county fair,
Yeah,
once a week. There's brown faces everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to look hard to find someone that looks like me or these guys.
Yeah.
And same thing at the mall. My wife and I, we go to restaurants like Sans Rival, Moon Cafe, the franchises, good old-fashioned Jollibee, McDonald's, you name it. And it's like I'm the odd man out in most cases.
Yeah, it's 95, 99%
Expats
all
are
citizens, Philippine citizens.
Expats
Yeah.
are not taking over Dumaguete.
Thank you
But
very
it's
much.
grown. The city has grown, but then all cities have grown across the world.
Uh-huh.
There's a higher population. Now,
Yep.
specifically more foreigners, no. I don't see it.
I don't either. In
But it
fact,
has-
tourism is down. So
Yeah.
there's
so
one
there-
thing for you.
Yeah, but there are the Dumaguete has grown quite a bit.
Now, a lot of guys have been getting disenchanted, not a lot, but a number of guys
Yes.
have become disenchanted with the
Yes,
Philippines.
they have.
And they have good reason to, because there are a lot of anomalies here that will take a sane man and make him crazy on a bad day. So, but I think those things are improving also. And I also think that the guys that learn to adjust and adapt and kind of work their day around what they've got planned have a lot more success. So, for an example, my wife and I, we will do the majority of our shopping and our driving on Sunday because it's about 40% as much traffic on Sunday as it
Yeah.
is on a Monday.
Or a Saturday.
Yeah, and today's a Monday, so it's going to be psycho if you go into Dumaguete. And so you learn these little tricks of the trade. If traffic is a nightmare, so I think one of the benefits in Dumaguete, I think one of the benefits that's happened in the last 3 or 4 years up here in Valencia is that we've got a lot more foreigner-friendly restaurants, coffee shops, things such as that nature,
Definitely.
where I can just buzz down the street, take 15 minutes, and boom, I'm at a good restaurant for breakfast. I have a good restaurant for lunch. I have a good restaurant for dinner, and I'm not driving myself crazy trying to duck between trikes and jeepneys and everything
I think
else.
something
You know?
needs to be said here. First
Please.
off, if you come over to the Philippines, you need to come over for more than 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, that's first off. Because you're not going to know the Philippines in a month.
No.
3-month minimum. But you're not going to change the Philippines. Okay? You're not changing it. The Philippines will change you if you stay. And you're going to have to, like you said, adapt. You're going to have to change where you won't be happy. Patience. The number one thing. Patience.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going to hear a lot of, I'm out of stock, which could mean a lot of things. It's kind of like mañana. The answer is mañana, and yes, in Mexico, it's out of stock, sir, which means they either didn't understand you or they really don't have it, but it can be sitting right behind their back and they don't know it. A lot of patience, okay? But if you're willing to have patience and you could adapt, and it is a little different here, well, actually, it's quite a bit different here in a lot of ways, and you're not aggressive, you can't be aggressive, you can't be angry and come here, that's not going to work. You have to
I
fit
think
in.
so much of it's got to do with temperament.
Yeah.
You know, it really does.
Yeah, you have to have
And what about affordability? People have been saying that, you foreigners have driven the prices up.
no.
Inflation's gone up across the
No.
world. We're up about 30 some odd percent here from when I first got here.
Yeah, we'll go buy
And
eggs.
yet, my Social Security check has always gone up every year
Yeah,
by
right.
whatever
Not
percentage.
as much, but yeah.
But you know, it's to me, yes, my budget monthly has gone up, maybe 25%, I don't know, 30%. But the good news is I always lived below my budget and still do now. Lowell,
I
do you
see
find it? Do you find it affordable?
Yes. Prices are half to a third here of what they are in the United States.
Absolutely.
So my money automatically doubled or sometimes tripled or goes farther than that. I have a very nice apartment with everything and a pool and a gym for $350. You couldn't touch that in America for $1,400 a month. And so there I come out way ahead.
Yeah.
You know, food is very inexpensive, so you know,
And-
maybe the steaks are starting to go up.
And I remember a lot of people complained about the cost of electricity. I got to tell you, over a period of the last 3 years since I've been here, if I ran my air conditioner at home, like I run it now, 24/7, I'd have a $600 to $800 electric bill, and
At
that was
home.
years ago
At home.
in the USA.
Yeah.
I have, $150 electric bill here. Okay,
And that's
So-
manageable.
and that's and I like my air conditioning. I run it day and night, and at nighttime I run a second one
Right.
in my bedroom. Okay,
I live up in the mountains, so my bill's $40.
Well-
But, oh well.
screw you.
You know.
Like I run my AC when I'm home, but right now I've turned it off because I'm the only one at the apartment.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no need to run it while I'm gone.
If you come from Florida, you'll be more adapt to the weather
Yeah.
in Dubagetti.
So Lowell, how long have you been here, buddy?
I was here 7 months in 2024, and I've been here about 7 months now in 2025.
Are you going back? Are you staying, or what's your deal?
I'm going back in March to do my taxes and to visit family for about a month.
Uh-huh. Have you
I
found
am-
a home?
Well, I'm sorry.
Have you found this to be your new home?
It is my home when I'm in the Philippines.
Okay.
I am 57 and a half, and I got a little stressed out because I'm not the type A, the right personality to work in law enforcement or corrections. So I needed about a year off, and I'm losing weight. I was probably 340 or so, or a little higher,
Uh-huh.
a couple of months ago, and taking the Reddit-2 and working a little bit on my diet.
Uh-huh.
I'm down to about 317 now.
Wow.
Very good.
So if I can get down to, I've made this promise to myself, if I, in the next 4 months, if I get down to 260 and I'm feeling good, I might go back to work for 5 or 7 years
Oh,
to
okay.
pull another pension, because I can work ICE, which a lot of people don't like in America. I can work DOD, customs, TSA, any of that. And I could pull another pension.
Well, they have sign-on bonuses right now, so
ICE has up to a $50,000 sign-on
That's
bonus.
Really?
yes, big
Holy
sign-up
moly.
bonuses. Okay, and you're the perfect fit. Even if you're older, you could be in charge because you have a lot of experience
Tons.
in enforcement.
Yeah,
okay,
law
security.
enforcement.
But
So-
I have to be down to 260 in the next 3.5 to 4 months, and I have to be feeling good. If I'm 260 and not feeling good, or vice versa, I'll be back after a month in the United States.
You know, Lowell is the poster child for a guy that I think fits the description of what I would call a man or a woman, whatever, that wants to take an inflation vacation. Taking a vacation from the inflation in America. If you've got the ability, it's not a one shoe fits all. Not everybody's in your position where they can just bug out. They've still got responsibilities, a 9 to 5, all that, especially at your age. But I think if anybody had the ability to just be able to take off for 6 or 7 months like Lowell can, come up here, are you able to pack away money while you're here? I mean, I would assume
Yes,
you are.
yeah, I'm saving money.
You
I have
know.
a good pension.
Yeah, so you get a chance to save some money, you get a break from the mundane, and then when you go home, you get to appreciate all the things that America does have to offer, the efficiency and all this, that, and the other. Now, you mentioned that you've been losing weight. So that brings me up to this. We need to pause here for a moment, folks, for a commercial interruption. Goldfinger, why don't you take it from here?
A commercial interruption.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, now. So Lowell and I and 25 other Dubagetti residents are on peptides, specifically, mostly retatrutide.
And just so you know, operators are standing by. And for the first 100 callers, you'll get not one, but two. Okay. All right. So the 800 number will become flashing up on the screen here in just a
go to
minute. It's a Goldfinger.
the 1 minute Goldfinger channel. Let's go to the 1 minute, it's never a minute, by the way. Everybody knows that by now.
Sweating to the oldies with Goldfinger.
And
Coming up.
I have plenty of peptide information on that. So I actually put Lowell on it, or Lowell came to me, and so did the others. And then I have people in the Philippines that have had me shipped to them. So I have another half a dozen that I ship to all over. CBO, Tagaytay, Quezon, Manila. And the peptides have helped me lose quite a bit of weight. Now
peptides are not a drug. Is that
no,
correct?
It's not a drug. It's
See,
not medication.
that's what concerned me, and I will express that concern to you.
I understand.
And I was trying to just cover your back
I
and be a
appreciate
friend.
that. Yeah, I understand.
Because I don't want you getting into trouble.
So it's a supplement.
So it's like selling vitamin C? Is
Yes,
that
it
kind of
is.
the deal?
It's a supplement. It builds your natural immune system, and it replaces, a lot of guys are older and we start losing our energy levels, and we have other problems too, like prostate or medical problems, or our bones creak when we get.
So how did you find out about peptides?
So-
what was the initial thing that
The
turned you
original
onto it?
person, and I don't know if he wants his name on it. I'll
Then just say a
D.
friend.
A friend D said he's on this and told me about it. I said I'm kind of interested, and we went and he started it and he said see if there's any side effects. He says none. I said okay, I'd like to order it too. It was very pricey, and it was about $250 for a month's supply.
So it's kind of like Ozempic, right? Where you take a shot.
So Ozempic was the first one, semaglutide.
Okay.
Then there was a second one, okay, and this is the third generation.
Okay.
So the third generation has 3 what they call agonists in it. And the 3 items work in 3 different ways. So one works mentally on your brain to make you not have the cravings and not have your stomach will growl, but you go, I'm not hungry, I don't know why my stomach's growling. Okay, before your stomach growl, I want to eat something. It would also stop you from having the ice cream and the cake and the cookies and all that crap. So that one works, that's probably the best one because it gives you the willpower.
Okay.
The second one gets rid of visceral fat, okay? And the third one works primarily for lowering hypertension and blood sugar.
This is all one drug.
It's one,
not drug, but supplement.
It's 3 agonists in one supplement.
Okay, so
one
it's
shot.
one shot is
One
what I'm
shot,
trying
and
to
it
get
is
to.
it is a small little needle, pretty much like if you're on insulin. It's an insulin needle, okay? Very small needle, and you take it either once a week or twice a week. I prefer twice a week.
And how long have you been on it, Goldfinger?
3.5 months.
And how much weight have you lost?
45 U.S. pounds.
Wow. And what about you, Lowell? How
Well,
long
my
have you been on
digital
it?
scales, when I went above 153 kilos, I'm not sure what that is. Let's just say above 330 pounds, it showed an error. So I started taking the retatrutide, and for a few weeks, I was getting an error. But then I started bleeping at 153 kilos, let's say 330. So I may have been 340, 345. And now I'm down to about 317 because it registers now that I've lost enough weight. The digital scales register and don't show an
How
error.
long is the period of time?
I'd say 2 months I've been on it.
And what's the main thing about it? I mean, does it just mentally make food seem to be unappealing, or
A little
is
bit
it
of
just,
everything.
is it just sort of like,
I'm not as hungry as what I notice. That's the main thing I notice. I'm not as hungry.
do you eat as
And-
much if you sit down and you order? Have you ever not been able to finish a meal?
Yes, I've not
I
been.
think
yeah.
that's important.
Oh yeah, there's no more clean the plate. I was brought
Yeah.
up, you clear the plate. There's starving kids in China.
Right.
Now I don't even take it home anymore because I won't eat it. It comes at home, it goes to the refrigerator, and it goes to the dog.
A couple
Okay.
times I've not finished my plate, but I've finished
So,
it the
no.
rest of the time.
I don't have a lot of things that don't seem to appeal to me.
Now, is this something that you have to do for a lifetime? Is this something that,
I would
once
say
you stop it, are you gonna?
if you
know?
stop, I think you'll end up slowly gaining the weight back because your mind will want those sweets and carbs and things like that. So you're probably going to have to go on a maintenance program where you're taking a lot lower dose once a week or once every other week. So I'm going to have to say I think it is a long-term supplement.
Uh-huh.
Or if it helps, when it helps a person lose enough weight, hopefully that person, if they were to stop, would get off their butt and walk a little bit every day and do some other things if they were to quit to maintain their weight and have an exercise program.
Well, as you lose weight, you generally have more energy, and you're physically able to do more things. And then you want to exercise, walk, swim, lift weights, join a gym. But honestly, if you ask me, when I had 45 pounds before, I was just lazy, tired. I woke up tired.
You have more energy?
Definitely have more energy.
Low?
I have more energy than I had a couple of months ago.
Okay.
So it does help in that.
I
Now-
did it the old-fashioned way. I went on a diet, as you know, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I went on the carnivore diet, and I did a fast at the beginning of the month, and I just didn't eat anything, and I managed to get through that. And then on the second day, it was interesting because I really wasn't that hungry when it was time to eat. And so I ate one meal a day, and that was all protein. So what I came to the conclusion of on losing weight and getting, get rid of that belly fat that haunts, I think, all middle-aged or older men, is not so much how much you eat, but what you eat. And when you're eating
sure.
donuts, ice cream bars, you stop in to have a Big Mac, you got the bread, and then you got the fries, and then you got the ketchup, which has got the sugar in it.
Yep.
And God forbid you should order a soda. But I'm of the mind that if you just forget the beer, forget the Coca-Colas, drink water
Yep.
or black coffee, and if you do want to eat, and you want to eat all day, then eat chicken, eat steak,
Protein.
eat bacon,
Right.
Protein.
eat eggs, knock yourself out.
Protein and fat. Low
Protein
carb.
and fat, because believe it or not, you can eat all day like that and still lose weight.
Because carbs raise insulin, and when insulin is
Right.
high, you do not burn fat.
Correct.
Now,
So
I-
the proteins don't raise your carbs like that.
I currently eat one meal a day, which is similar to intermittent fasting, but I also don't do carbs, very little carbs. If I do, it's once a week.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely on most every day. It's low carb. It's
Yeah.
protein and fat, and
Yeah.
and one meal a day. Sometimes I get a little bit hungry at night, and I might have an apple just before I go to bed. But the fiber, there's sugar in fruits, there's sugar in apples.
Yeah,
not
see,
as
I don't
much.
think fruits are a good idea, but that's,
Apple's one of the better ones. You can stay away from grapes. But berries are excellent. Berries are actually a very good on a low carb, any kind of berry. Okay, so, but that's me. Now, I'm still losing weight, but I'm definitely not losing as fast as when I first started. So I'm losing about 10 pounds a month.
all right, let's change topics for a
Okay.
minute, because there's another thing that I want to touch base with you on.
All right?
And that is, I think it's a horrible idea for a foreigner expat to come out here and try to start a business or work, unless they have a online job, say with Google back home, and they've got the Starlink or whatever it's called, so they always have internet, and they're just doing their normal function, and they can get away with it. Digital nomads, But to come in and say, okay, I want to start up a sorry store, or I want to open up a restaurant, or I see more fail than succeed. Now, you've opened up for your wife a motorcycle rental business.
Yes.
Do you think that the juice is worth the squeeze on that? I mean, for what you make?
It's a lot of work. It does make good money, and it is easy to do. And because I had a following from the ebook, okay, people would ask me, hey, where can I get a scooter? And I used to list other companies, and now I just list her company, Easy Rider Rentals. And so, does it make money? Yeah, it makes over 100,000 pesos a month.
Okay.
Okay, we've been over a year, so I think we're a year and a half now.
Okay.
I would say by next year she'll be, it's actually over about 125,000. So next year I would say she'll be somewhere between 150 and 175,000.
Now, you were
a month.
talking to me earlier in the week that you were going to get rid of it.
I'm considering selling, and the only reason I'm considering selling is because I don't.
Pardon my cough.
I don't honestly need it, and it is a lot of work. But I'm going to ask Carol if she wants to continue it because she does write up bikes. We do have a guy that comes and takes care of the bike. She doesn't even know how to ride. She doesn't need to know how to write. She only knows how to fill out a contract and get the information and collect. And she has they pay her Gcash on her Gcash account for
Okay.
rent. So she could run it. I just don't know if that it's something that she wants.
Okay.
But
But
I
what do
have-
we think about the guys that come out and they decide they're going to start up this business, that business? Seems like a lot of
There
them
are
want to
three
start a
businesses that I
restaurant,
can't-
you know?
That's a big mistake.
And that's
Sorry
just,
store is definitely going to be sorry if you open it.
Yeah.
There's no money there.
there's no
nobody
money
in
there. I
sight.
mean, you're
You
selling,
gotta-
you're buying it for 5 pesos and selling it for 8 pesos. So, come on.
Nickel and dime stores make you nickel and dime.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm a money guy.
Right.
Yeah, I look at something and I go, is this going to make money? Because I'm not into working hard.
Right, right,
okay?
right.
So
Work smart.
and I only have so much time in a day.
Absolutely.
So there's 3 businesses I've thought of that actually you can start here, but you will need a Filipino wife or a girlfriend that you've been with that you can trust because the business is Easy Rider Rentals. It's in Carolyn's name.
Yeah, let's make it clear. I can't, Lowell can't, Goldfinger
I
can't, you can't just come out here and open up Joe Blow's business. It's got to be owned by a Filipino or a Filipina,
Or you can become a citizen.
or you can become a citizen. Yeah, that's simple.
But your
Yeah.
Reddit Tried sales are not under Carolyn's name. You're just doing that.
Well, it's pretty small right now. Okay, so I'm just doing it for free.
You're actually in the perfect. I'll just interject. You with your YouTube and your Reddit and your peptides and your scooter sales, motorcycle rentals. You got the best thing because people get to know you from your YouTube, or they'll come for Reddit Tried and find out you also rent motorcycles,
Or they get an ebook.
or you and then you invite them to do YouTube. So each of the 3 things can lead into you can make money off of another thing.
Right.
Oh, you like Reddit Tried? Well, I also rent scooters, or be on my YouTube channel.
Yeah. So there are some businesses you could do, but it takes a bigger investment in most cases. You get back what you put in. So
What do you think about restaurants?
hard work, long hours.
Yeah.
Um,
And a fickle crowd. And
You better have damn good
fickle
food.
employees.
yeah, you better. The problem is the employees and the cooks and the people that work for you.
Amen.
They'll kill you here.
They will
Okay,
kill you.
they'll kill you in the States. They'll kill you anywhere. Employees, there are restaurants that have everything going for them except for their employees, and that's why you won't go there. They're not helping you. They're not serving you.
Can I just say what I think the biggest mistake is that the owners that have put all this time and money and energy into building the place, decorating it, staffing it, they just leave it alone.
Yeah, that's a big.
They
mistake.
just walk away.
You can't.
Like, okay, here, you run it, and you're paying this person peanuts, and they don't care if they serve food or if they get to sit there and play TikTok on
I'm
their
going
phone
to
all
say
day.
that the Filipinos are very honest in general. Very
Yeah,
honest.
I'm not saying
they're
they're
not going to
not,
steal for
but
the till.
But they're not going to go out of
do the
their
service.
way
Yeah.
because it's not benefiting
They're
them.
not going to say hello, how are you?
No.
They're not going to be that. you
No.
know, they're not
Like your
owners.
glass of water can be empty, and the waiters and waitresses will walk by your table 20 times and not say, "Oh, you want more water?" But once you raise your hand and I want more water, they'll give you water. But they'll walk past it
So-
20 times.
Businesses you want to operate are businesses that are going to be for foreigners, because foreigners are more demanding, and foreigners want to feel like they're back at home. Filipinos don't demand anything and don't do anything unless you ask for it. Okay, so if you have a business, not whether it's any business, you want to make sure that you check back with them. And is everything going okay? I called people that are using. I call them the first week and I say, hey, do you have problems? Do you have any questions? This makes a difference, but only an owner thinks that way.
Correct.
So if you told your employees, hey, after you serve the food, come back within 2 minutes to see if there's anything they need. They may need ketchup. They may need mustard. They may need their glass of ice water, or they decided to order a soda, or they want to order dessert or a meal to go. But if you don't check back with them, it's hard to get them to even bring a bill unless you track them down and say, bill out, please.
Yeah. It still mystifies me.
Well, I
Yeah.
sat next to the owner of Ground Zero in Ground Zero, and he lives in Cebu, so he's not even in the same city as his. That's probably one of his restaurants. But we talked, but he never once asked me, "Hey, is there anything you see that could be an improvement in this restaurant here?"
And that's
It's
the
interesting.
difference. That's the difference between a foreigner. Mostly, I deal with Americans, but any foreigner. Um, the way their attitude is, and the way, especially if they've owned a business before. Now, the other thing is you want to deal in bigger money, not pesos. I mean, you want to think dollars. You want to think bigger money. Bigger money makes bigger money. It's simple as that. So there's three things I've come up with. There's one I won't take on right now anymore because I don't have the time for it. It's a good business, which people constantly ask me.
Tell me, maybe I'll do it.
Okay, storage.
I
They need
said that
storage.
8 years ago.
They need storage to do spaghetti. They have no storage facility to do spaghetti. You can lease the property. So a foreigner can lease the property. He doesn't have to own it. He can lease it for 25, 50 years. Open land. Clean it up. Leave the trees. Clean it up. Put on metal storage units because there's a whole bunch about a mile down from me that they bring in, and they have ones that they don't use anymore, and they're old.
Containers.
Containers,
Metal
shipping
containers.
shipping
Yeah, shipping
containers.
containers, yeah.
And I went to them. I says, I see them. They're cutting them up for scrap steel. They get nothing, penny a pound. And I says, do you have any decent ones that are still left? He goes, yeah. I says, if I want to order 6 to 8 of them, can I buy them for you? Sure. I says, how about I offered them 6,000 pesos, $100 a piece for them. And I says, can you deliver them? Sure. Okay. They have 20-foot containers that lock, solid steel, for $100. Okay. You lease the property, you pay rent, and you have a Filipino person, hopefully knowledgeable, intelligent, that can watch the yard or get a dog. Have something. Oh, you don't need it. You don't need plumbing. You don't need a bathroom. You don't need anything. Now, if you want to put it in a shack and have a guy live there, okay, you have to put in a little bathroom.
CCTV.
Yeah, and a few lights, maybe a few lights. Okay, they can be solar power lights too. By that way, you don't even have to bring in power. They have solar lights that last all through the night.
Yeah.
I have some, so they actually have a big battery down below, and they recharge.
I'm surprised there's not more of them because I know of two, and they are
It's so
packed,
simple,
and they get top dollar.
I bet you could open that up for $5,000 with the lease, the first down, and the containers and everything. And all you have to do is just let people know what you can do for free on Facebook, and have them come in and store their stuff. And you could even, if you do have power, you could even put it in a gate that has a code that lets them in and out 24 hours, whatever.
Yep.
Or you can just say it's only available. The gate only works from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., whatever you want. But it's such a simple thing. I don't have time for it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, because people have balikbayan boxes. You look at a guy like myself, maybe I want to leave the country for a couple months. I need to put my car and my bike somewhere.
I have people I store cars and bikes for on my property.
Me too.
And right now I have balikbayan boxes in the third bedroom outside. And I just tell them I don't charge anything, but they help donate for the kids, which is great. So that's one thing they could do. And I would have liked to have done it, but I don't have time for it, and I don't need that much. I'm not retired. So that was the other reason why I wanted to get rid of Easy Rider. I'm not retired. I'm full-time working.
Well, do you ever want to retire, or is it just in your DNA, in your blood?
You're the busiest, quote, retired person I know.
Be turning the
It's
buck
in my
no matter
DNA.
what.
I like being busy.
Okay.
I'm not unhappy about, the only thing I would have liked to do, at Easy Riders, there's a hands-on business. It's
Right.
a daily hands-on business.
Right.
You have bikes that need repair. You have bikes. I don't do daily rentals, only week or month, because I can't deal with daily. People coming in and out. I don't have time for that. But it is a lot more. You have to be present. So the only reason I was thinking of selling it is so that Carolyn and I can travel, because we don't get a vacation. We don't have time for vacation. It's very difficult. And
But you're going to Vietnam.
I am.
Let's
I
change courses for a
have
minute. Why Vietnam? And you're going to Vietnam because you come up on these 3 years.
Yes.
Every 3 years, you have to leave the country. And then bug back in, you start all over again because you're on a tourist visa.
That's correct.
And so he picked Vietnam. Why did you pick Vietnam?
I've always been very interested in Vietnam. I like the history and the temples and the Buddhist things that they have. I like that kind of stuff. I kind of like those older buildings and how they made them and things like that, and the Buddhists. And I like seafood, and I've heard a lot about the food there is quite a bit better. Unfortunately, they don't speak much English, but I decided that if, of all the places, now I might have gone to Thailand, but I've already been there, so I'd like to go someplace different. And so I just chose Vietnam because it's inexpensive. I believe it's less money than even the Philippines. And
They're supposed to have great coffee in Vietnam.
Well, I
they
wanna
do a
try
lot
it.
of
I
coffees.
can tell you that they don't.
Okay.
the one with the egg, no,
No, that one's good.
that one's good. With
But
the
I
egg.
went to Vietnam and I couldn't buy a good cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I asked a guy a year later about that who had been there, and he was a coffee connoisseur. And he said, "Yeah, Paul," he says, "the good coffee is grown at a higher elevation, and in Vietnam they grow it at a lower elevation."
Okay.
So I guess if you're from there, but they put all kinds of, they do this weird thing where they drip it, and they put a lot of sugar in it, and they doctor it up, and to me it just it didn't tickle
about
my
that?
fancy. But you know, that's your palate, that's your taste, and so.
What about the food that they have?
I would love to hear from you what you think the taste of the coffee is.
Well, he had a great experience with coffee at the mall
Oh yeah,
What happened?
with the sugar and the ice.
yeah,
Oh, my
yeah.
God. We'll
Don't get started on
Yeah,
that, please.
So they have a
If
bowl
I hear that
of
one more
food in the
time, my
Philippines.
head will explode.
You've heard that several
Oh
times.
my God.
So what's it called? Pho? Is that what it's called?
Pho,
Well,
or
that's-
pho, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having excellent pho.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
with pork or chicken,
Yeah.
and I like seafood. So yeah, and it was it was so cheap. I booked a whole week on a hotel for under $150. $150 that has a pool because I like swimming, and it had 4 stars and it had a lot of good ratings, and it's right in District 1 in
Good.
Ho Chi Minh. Okay, so I'm like, well, down, that's cheap, and the flight was about 150 round trip, so it's pretty inexpensive to go, and I have to go. So I decided to stay for a week. Now
It's cheaper and quicker than going to the U.S.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I have no reason to go to the U.S.
Well, a lot of people have started to make Vietnam their destination over and above the Philippines and Thailand.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has got to do with the cost. From what I understand, and I have friends living there now, Thailand is getting very, very expensive.
It's cheaper than Thailand and very clean in Vietnam.
Well,
I was
Thailand's
there,
more
and I
expensive.
tell you what, I was so happy that there was no rip-offs in Vietnam. When I went to Vietnam and I got to the airport, I was very leery of anybody working at an airport. And I needed a SIM card. So I bought a SIM from this kid who actually spoke a little English. And for $10, he put a SIM in my phone. And it gave me 5G for a month for $10.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
guess what? After I got out of the airport, I checked around the other phone shops and whatnot. $10. He didn't overcharge.
Very
He didn't
good.
milk me. My money that I exchanged at the airport to get a few, whatever the hell it's called, dong. I had to get some of that in my pocket. Rate was the same at the airport as it was at the exchange places. It's a communist country. And so
yeah.
they keep their thumb on the people
Yeah.
there, and they do not let things get out of hand.
Well, that's
I-
a lot like Las Vegas was when the mob ran it.
Yeah,
It was actually better in Las
it was
Vegas
a lot better.
when the mob ran it. Okay, so if you want to think of the mob as communists, please don't come and shoot me. Don't kill me in the
Because there's less BS happening.
Well, they take care of everything. They organize it, and it's not just organized crime. It's organized work area, work conditions.
I can concur that because when I went back 4 years ago to go visit my father and whatnot, and take care of some business, I met up with a gentleman that had worked at the Folies Bergère. He was the lead
Okay.
in that for 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, very
Wow.
interesting guy, Philip.
Yeah.
And we were talking. He grew up in Vegas, and he said that it was when he was 9 years old, he could walk at midnight through any street, anywhere in Vegas,
you're safe.
and nobody would touch him.
Especially if you're Italian.
Well, he wasn't Italian. He was just a white
He
guy.
wasn't? Oh, yeah.
You know, he wasn't connected to the mob or anything. He was just talking about the general safety of Vegas back in the 60s
So-
and the 70s.
So I'm going to go to Vietnam in January, the first week of January. It works out perfect because I'm trying to finish the computer classroom in December next month. It's really a month away, and so I'm trying to just get.
Are you
that
going by yourself or are you taking Carolyn with
going
you?
by myself?
And so do you have any apprehension about going over there? I mean, do you have any?
No, I've traveled a lot. I've been to like 16
Okay.
countries.
Have you filled out the paperwork that you have to do? You have
No,
to get
I
it.
will in the next week or two.
Okay, well, you got to do an invitation letter,
I know,
and I think it
but-
costs $10.
Oh, now it's 25.
Oh, is it 25 now?
25 bucks
Okay,
now
up
for a
it
month,
goes.
or I think it's 35 or 50 for 3 months.
Okay, so they
But I'm just
bumped
gonna,
that
I'm
up
just
since
gonna
I
do,
went.
I'm just gonna do a month, and it only takes a couple, 2 or 3 weeks. I'll do it. It's on my list to do.
But let me give you fair warning because I did it completely, printed it out, had everything ready to rock and roll. And when I got up to the counter, they were very happy with me because there were a bunch of Russians there that didn't know the first thing about it. And they actually came out with guns
Yes, I've heard of that.
and told people, get back. And I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Because these people were bum rushing the window trying to get in. Now, what's interesting is you're Filipina and my Filipina, they can just walk through.
Yes, they can.
They don't go through any of that.
They don't need any of that.
But us, we had to. I was like the golden child because I had everything not only done and the thing on my phone that they scan
Right.
and the paperwork and a picture, a 2x2 picture.
Right.
I had it all done because my buddy told me how to do it. And
And I was told to not wear you should have a collared shirt with
absolutely,
a pocket on the picture. Don't look like a bum.
that's correct.
Okay.
That is correct. It's like a job application.
Luckily, I have several people here that have advised me, like you and a few others. Jack.
But Jack's a good
lived there.
source.
Yeah, he
Yes.
lived there.
Yeah.
So you need an invitation letter and an e-visa before you go to Vietnam.
Uh-huh.
What's
Uh-huh.
that? EV?
Or a visa.
Oh, visa. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, which brings us to the kids. Okay.
The kids.
The kids. So that project's ongoing too, and that takes a lot of time as well. And I love doing it. I love helping the kids, and I love doing the computer classroom. So we have right now 21.
Oh, I forgot to warn the audience. We're going to pause for yet another commercial interruption from Goldfinger. And remember, guys, it's for the kids.
For the kids. So I have 21 tablets. I'm trying to reach 24. I buy them from Amazon, so I have to get them in the next 2 weeks to get them here in time because they take up to 2 weeks to get here. They've been pretty good. Amazon's been very good. And I have the printer, a laser printer. I have the paper, the ink cartridges. I have the only thing left that I need to buy is which is local. I buy it from Robinson's. Is the large screen TV and the holder so I can put it up high and tilt it. That's the only 2 things I need to get, which I can get. The tilt part I get from Amazon. It's better, but the TV I can get local.
So you can get an order from Amazon to the Philippines in 2 weeks
In 2
approximately?
weeks or less.
Wow.
They always say 2 weeks, but it usually comes in less than 2 weeks. 7 to 10 days.
I knew in the past it was like 30 days, but it's getting
They're
faster.
pretty fast, but as it gets towards Christmas, it's going to probably slow up a bit.
What I found out with Amazon was you had to watch out for shipping charges.
Yeah.
It was weird. I bought a phone for myself, paid X amount of dollars for it, and free shipping to the Philippines. And a week later, my wife wanted the same phone. It was for her birthday or Christmas. I said, no problem. I went on. They were charging they were charging 50% as much for the phone for the shipping a week later. So it was like, well, it was actually cheaper for her and I to go down to Robinson's and buy it locally.
If you'd contact them with the chat,
Yeah,
you could have got that removed.
really.
Yes, and if they do charge you, okay, if it's free, if it says free shipping, it's free. If they do end up charging you, they say call you back and we'll rebate the shipping as credit. Well, I don't know if they'll put it on your card, back on your card, but they will give you the money back on shipping.
I ordered a bunch of clothes from Amazon, and it's like $300 and some, and my shipping was $200 and some.
And that's something.
Like this shirt's a 4X. You can't find that in Dumaguete.
Yeah. Oh, let me do that. We're gonna sign off here. We've been on for almost 45 minutes, believe it or not. But then again, we can never hear enough about Goldfingers and all of his organizations. Anyway, if you're coming out to the Philippines and you're a big boy, make sure you bring lots of clothes. They do not sell 4Xs,
I found a source.
5Xs.
I did find a source for all the way up to 7X. Temu. Temu is like a Lazada, like Shopee. They
Temu.
have large
Yes.
Temu. They
Yes.
have large sizes in clothes. In
But
pants
what I'm
and
trying to
shoes.
help the guy that's landing here for 2 weeks,
Yeah, no.
and he doesn't need to start dicking around with
Right.
to
No,
move.
once you've been here for
All
a
right,
while.
I'm
Yeah.
saying when you load your suitcase up, if you're a big boy, bring lots of shorts, whatever you wear, trousers, shirts, and shoes, because getting past a size 10 out here is complicated also.
Yeah.
So that's that. Other little things I guess we should mention for guys that are coming out for the first time is make sure you contact your credit card and your bank. Make sure that you've got ways to transfer your money and you tried it a couple of times. Make sure, what else?
To get the ebook,
Oh, stop. And then,
Philippines Made Simple. It has all that information in there. You just have to read it.
I'll go ahead and delete that. Um,
It's such a sweetheart.
Make sure you have an American phone number that's active for at least 30 days. So if you've got T-Mobile, just keep it, pay the international charge.
I have T-Mobile International.
Yep. And there's cheaper ways, but some of them are like Google Voice and this and that. Sometimes banks won't accept that. So just bite the bullet just for 30 days. The reason I say that is because when you first move money over from America to the Philippines, they are going to verify with a phone call. And that's a good thing because you know,
wanna
it's a
make sure
security
nobody's-
check.
Yeah.
And no one else is fooling around with your phone or with your account. But be able to take that call. Make sure you're in a zone where you can get a signal, where you've got a SIM card or the original SIM card, but with an international number on it. Those are the things I want to stress. Have at least 6 months on your passport. You might want to bring your birth certificate if you're planning on getting married. And any and all forms of ID, I would take pictures of and have it on your phone. Phone should be unlocked. And the last thing I'll end up with is you should probably bring 2 or more phones with you, along with an extra
Unlocked.
laptop.
Unlocked.
And a laptop and even an extra laptop. One that's still in the box and unsealed or sealed up.
Yeah.
Because my laptops, my phones, they burn out quick out here. Electronics don't last very
Now,
long.
not all phone company providers, service providers in the U.S. work here. You need to make sure, and that you let them know that you have to have the phone unlocked, and that you also need to make sure that the service works here. I'm sorry, I don't know by memory which ones, but I've had a couple people tell me they had a particular service and it wouldn't work here, even though they sold them a monthly charge for it. And the other thing that happens also is they'll tell you it's only good for 3 months and then we cut off that service, which is not correct. You're misinformed. I have many people that have been here for the same companies that someone said, it showed me, they said it will only be good for 3 months. They've been here for a year and they still pay automatically through their bank account the service for a USA number, and they have it. And there's other ways to get a USA number, but you should keep your own number, especially for the first 30 to 90
The
days.
first 30 days is
Yeah.
all I'm worried about.
But there
After
are
that,
ways-
you can start shopping,
Yeah, there's many ways to get a USA
doing
number.
workarounds. Lowell, let's have you finish this up,
Well,
baby. What's
yeah,
your words of advice? What's your words of wisdom? And how would you like to close out this video for us?
I really like the Philippines. Your money will go much farther here, 2 to 3 times, definitely double. They speak English. The people are nice here. Is it perfect here? No. But they're improving. They're improving the roads. They're improving everything. But the people are really nice, and there's a lot of expats, a lot of nice guys here like Paul and Goldfinger and many others. And there's no stress here for me. I have 0 stress. I can go back to America and get a job again. But if I just want to live with no stress, I come to the Philippines.
Yeah,
All right, so we're going to call this video the No Stress Zone.
yeah.
Welcome to the No Stress Zone. How's that sound?
No stress city and country.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, boys and girls. We'll see you in the next
Bye-bye,
video.
everybody.